Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about Home Assistant and how to back up your configuration files to Google Drive. This is a great, easy way to back up your Home Assistant instance to the cloud. First, let's talk backup. If you're like me, you're always experimenting, customizing, and upgrading consistently. Oftentimes, any of these can lead to a break within Home Assistant. It is crucially important for you to have backups, not only locally, but in the cloud as well. And in this video, we're going to go over how to set up that cloud backup element within your Home Assistant application. First, let's talk backup. If you're using Home Assistant, you're probably customizing, experimenting, and upgrading consistently. Losing your setup, well, that's going to be a nightmare to recover. Enter the Google Drive add-on. It's not just about backup, it's about peace of mind, and let me show you how to set it up. To start off, I'm going to assume you have a Gmail account, and associated with that Gmail account, you should have a Google Drive account as well. Within that Google Drive account, you have up to 15 gigabytes worth of online storage, which is more than adequate to back up Home Assistant. The very first thing we're going to do once we get into Home Assistant is go to Settings, Add-ons, and from there we need to add the Google Drive backup repository. The link for that repository is included in the description below. Once the repository has been added to Home Assistant, make sure to refresh that page. Then you should see the Home Assistant Google Drive backup tile appear. Click into that, click Install. After you click Install, we definitely want to start this on boot, enable Watchdog and Auto Update. Once Home Assistant Google Drive Backup has been configured within the Home Assistant instance, we are going to need to authorize access to our Google Drive account. To begin, this add-on will need access to your Google Drive. Click on the Authenticate with Google Drive button in the middle of the screen. I found that sending the credentials automatically back to the Home Assistant Google Drive Backup app oftentimes doesn't work. It's a much better practice just to grab the authentication string and bring that back into the Home Assistant Google Drive Backup application. Once the authentication string has been saved, Home Assistant is now connected to Google Drive. Now they are authenticated, we can run a backup task just to make sure that that connection has been established and that a successful backup from Home Assistant to Google Drive will actually take place. And to confirm that this backup has taken place, go to your Google Drive, refresh the page, and a Home Assistant backup file should have appeared there. Now, my backup file is relatively small. One of the key things with any deployment is backing up the data. So before I put any time, effort, energy, or love into my Home Assistant instance, I want to make sure that these backups actually work and are being retained properly. Backing up your data is extremely important. This is one of the reasons why I established backup processes like this prior to configuring any platform, server, or software that I launch in my home lab. It saves time, energy, and effort in the long run if I were to screw up the instance in some way or an update failed and I had to roll back to a previous configuration. That's it, folks. Say goodbye to worries about losing your perfect smart home setup. Hit the subscribe button for more smart home tips, tricks, and don't forget to back up. This is Josh signing off. Keep it smart and keep it safe.